Blast me to Magaria! It's time for the Mad Merlins unboxing of Warhammer 40,000 Imperium, Delivery 5 and Premium 1. Hello and welcome back to the Mad Merlins Warhammer 40,000 Imperium journey. I've just received Delivery 5. So this contains issues 15, 16, 17 and 18. We also get Premium Set 1, which I will do a quick unboxing, but I will do a dedicated video to if people would like to see what's in it. And we also get, I believe, the paint handle. So let's rip open this rather nice bag and see what's inside. Ooh, there we go. So we also get the opt-out letter for the special Imperium art book. I'm not too sure about that yet. I'm going to have a think and I will probably decide to opt out. That's my shipping notice, don't want to look at that. But here we have, so Premium Kit 1 have the highly sought after issue 15. Issue 18 with the Cryptek. Excuse me. Issue 16 with some Assault Intercessors. And issue 17 with our second container. And we have our paint handle. So we'll leave the premium stuff and the paint handle for last, and we'll just go through the issues. So I'll sort those out and I'll be right back. So here we go with our first issue, which is issue 15, which features the Necron flayed ones. So we get 5 28mm round bases. We get our rather lovely and grisly looking models. These are a very good remake of the original metal flayed ones. I think these just really capture what the flayed ones are. They're very grisly, almost gory and very horror-esque. The fine cast flayed ones, that the predecessors to these, were a little on the comical side, where they had one guy carrying literally the entire upper torso of a dead guardsman on his back, pretending to be a guardsman. It didn't really have the same feel. Plus there's that one with the energy vat on its back as well, and that wasn't really a Necron thing. I know it's trying to simulate them feeling like they had blood pulsing through them, but it didn't really float my boat. But these guys, I've built one set so far, and I've got another 3 to build. But this adds to the pile, and I'll be using this one in a video for issue 15. I've got a special plan on how to make the most out of these models. I've already written the script, so let's have a quick flick through our magazine. So, Flesh-Eating Necrons, the Imperium Sanctus, and the Reinforcements playthrough. So first off we get our battle record for our flayed ones. A little bit of information about the Imperium Sanctus and Guilliman's crusade for the Indomitus fleets. Chapter command for the Space Marines. And we have how to build our models. Teaches you about dry fitting, being careful with your glue, and taking special care of the shoulders. And then we have how to paint our flayed ones. So we're just getting them up to a very basic standard: Runal Brass, Abaddon Black, Corax White, Lead Belcher, and Canoptic Alloy. And there we are. Their mission 15 is Destroy a Plasma Site, which teaches us about the reinforcements rules. random placements for the terrain, so it could work in the Ultramarine favour, it could also not work in the Ultramarine's favour. But it's basically a small mission using the flayed ones to teleport in and protect the plasma site. So there we have issue 15. Issue 16 is a repeat of the previous issue, issue 13. I'm not getting my numbers right. It's just the Assault Intercessors again. So we get 5 32mm hex hull bases. And we get that same sprue, the same 5 models. So the only thing that might be different is this time around they'll probably tell you not to build the Sergeant, they'll just build 5 standard Intercessors so you can make a big squad of 10. Now I've got a plan for utilising some of my spare bits from my other Intercessors, and I'm going to make a alternate Sergeant, I think, and use some of my Deathwatch pads. So we got, again, another datasheet for the Assault Intercessors. So it looks like it will be another squad of 5, Sergeant and 4 Marines. So we've got ranged weapons, showing the different types of weapons the Necrons wield, and different types of heavy vehicles. So you've got the Doomsday Canoptic Doomstalker, the Locust Heavy Destroyer, which we'll be getting later on in the collection, the Flying Croissants of Death, as they're called, the Doom Scythes and the Night Scythes, and then we got the Monoliths, one of my favourite models. They used to be really fragile. I took one down as soon as it teleported in front of my Devastator squad back in 5th edition. I had 5 Devastators on the back. I lost everything except for one las cannon. The las cannon aimed, fired, and took down the monolith with a single shot. Much more dangerous, much more deadly, and much more durable now, though. We've got a faction about the Chaos Space Marines with another Inquisitorial report. I think we'll be seeing a lot of these. That's quite cool. I quite like the fact that we're looking at the Inquisitorial reports. I have a bit of a liking for the Inquisition. So yeah, we are building the Sergeant. We're not giving him the Plasma Pistol and Chainsword like we did last time. We are giving him Pistol, Chainsword on the hilt, and a helmeted head. And then we're building the other 5 guys as normal. I will probably do a tutorial for this issue featuring the build guide and show you what I detailed last time, in that we can swap the arms between models by simply clipping off the pegs. So I'll show you how to do that, I think. Then we have our quick paint guide, so getting our Ultramarines up to battle ready with Leadbelcher, Abaddon Black, Macragge Blue, Retributor Armour, and Screamer Pink. Then we got a handy little rules reference for the movement phase, and reminding you about all your different coherency rules. Shooting phase, charge phase, and fight phase. So we've got a nice full reference now, so we don't have to keep looking back to previous playthroughs, we can just keep this one out, and we've got all our references we need. Then we have Destroy the Warden playthrough. So we're using big squads of Marines here now. We got 2 squads of 8 Assault Intercessors and a squad of 10 Necrons again, and a Royal Warden. So it'll be quite an interesting little playthrough, that one, I think. So we're just learning about using big squads in games, moving around terrain, shooting, charging. There we have it. So on to issue 17. That's it. Just wrecked the place, sorry. Right, so we get a new container. I won't be building this one on cam. If you want to see this, refer back to issue 14, where we built our first container and painted it. I will be, of course, using a guide book that I found in an old white dwarf to turn this into a nice piece of scenery and theme it towards my battlefield. So yeah, that's our container. I've also dug out all my old Imperium containers, so I might repaint some of those using the new guides in the guidebooks. So let's have a look through issue 17. So battlefield terrain, Necron outcasts, and a Psychic Phase playthrough. So we've got injuries and grudges for the Ultramarines. That'd be quite a nice table to roll on. So the Necron outcasts, like the Destroyer cults, the flayed ones. All the different types of destroyers. My favourites, the Ophidian destroyers, that look very much like your classic metal wraiths. We got the worlds of the Imperium. All the different types of worlds the Imperium controls. Hive worlds, feudal worlds, and feral worlds, just to name some. Then we have a container build guide. Don't glue your guns. Optional leaving the door open or shut for sealing it shut. And then we have how to paint our container. So we're using Screamer Pink, McCrag Blue on the crates, and Abaddon Black on the barrels. So that's quite nice. And we're actually using Agrax Earthshade to Recess Shade. So we can go back to our previous containers and apply the shades to them, most likely. Then we are dry brushing and then stippling. So that's nice. We're going to learn a new technique on painting. So how to stipple. Basically, it's like a dry brush, but you keep a little bit more paint on your brush. And then you stab at the model with the brush, leaving splodges and patterns on the paint surface. That's quite nice. I was really interested in how they were going to handle this one, because I saw a preview for it and it showed it red, and I think, we ain't got red yet, but I thought so. They are just using Screaming Pink. So we're dry brushing it with Corax White and dry brushing Mechanica Standard Grey on the barrels, and then we're stippling Mechanica Standard Grey on the container. And that's our finished barrels, containers, and ammo crates. So we've also put the Agrax Earthshade over the gold. Yeah, Agrax Earthshade over your gold details. So again, we'll go back to our previous one, and we can also do it on those. And Librarian returns, and he's facing off against 8 Necron warriors. And flayed ones in Deep Strike, so that's going to be interesting. I wonder if he can survive this time. The last time I played through on camera with him, it didn't go too well. But he did a lot better in the replay through that I did upstairs and recorded everything. And we've also got a pamphlets page for the different dynasties. So we've got the Zarakan dynasty, which we are painting throughout the series. The Mefrit dynasty, which have a nice camo green matte sort of colouring to them. We've got the Nihilak dynasty, which has a turquoise and gold. The Novok dynasty, which is probably my second favourite. I like the crimson red and the greens on the guns. We got a map of the galaxy according to the Necrons and all the different areas and the dynasties that hold them. My home dynasty, the Sautek dynasty, or as we call it, the standard Necrons, which will be on the back most likely. Let's have a look. Are they? Yes, they are. There we go, the Sautek dynasty, which are standard, the very first Necrons the Imperium encountered. So they are just standard plain metal with green accent colours. I often do green for like the back carapaces. The Triarchs will have gold details. Shields have the green for the type of the Blackstone that they use. Gun casings are black. Gold highly on the Overlord and his bodyguards. And then we got Cryptex and the constructs. So we've got some Sautek constructs down here, again in the dark greens. I'll zoom in a little if you can't quite see. So that's the sort of greens I'll be doing a lot of my stuff. It's hard to get the edge highlighting down, but once it's done, it looks really good. Final issue, issue 18. So we've got a 50mm round base, I believe, yeah. It says with hex holes, but doesn't have any hex holes. And we have our 2 frames of our crypt deck with his canoptic cloak. So on one sprue we have the majority of our crypt deck with his staff of light, his canoptic cloak there. And then here we have his little spider friend and his head. So that'd be quite fun to do. So, issue 18, we got the Necron Technomancer. We read about the Drukhari, and we also have rules for our Technomancer. So, here we have his datasheet. So we get to name him as usual, we're using our previous Necron guides. He's got a degradation chart and a weapon name for his Staff of Light. New bits of information, we have different types of power armor. So we got your standard power armor, Terminator armor, Tacticus armor, Gravis, Phobos, and Omnis armor. Omnis and Phobos are lightweight armors used by the Vanguard detachments. I'm not too keen on the design. It looks like he's wearing shorts and sneakers. But I do love the Mark X and the Gravis. It just looks bulky, brutal, like it can take a punch and give a really bad punch back. So as it says on the front cover, we have a data sheet about the Drukhari faction. I have a small Drukhari force. I do quite like the Drukhari. I've just never got round much to actually collecting and painting them, but I'm doing quite well. I'm slowly working my way through a combat patrol for them. I've just got the 2 transports and the incubi left to go. Then we have March of the Machines, which is a short story featuring the Admech and the Necrons as usual. So that is the artwork from the old battle box, which had the Dectus Mechanicus and the brand new Armiger Knights and the brand new Technomancer, plus some Necron Lichguard, I believe it was. So here we have how to build our Canoptic creature. So it does, I believe there is an error. Yeah, we've got 2 8s here when it should be 1 8 this side and 1 8 back this side. So don't ignore that, go by that, I believe. I will have to do a test bit when I do the build. Then we have the rest of our construction. So it's a good idea to leave that as a sub-assembly so you can attach him at a later date, which would be ideal, which is how I'll be doing mine. So I'll be able to get to all the details in behind. But I hope you get a nice model to build. I've never actually built this guy. He's not been one I have wanted really, because I never really used the Canoptic equipment he can take. But I have used Cryptex in the past, and they are some pretty deadly combinations you can make. So we have how to paint our Technomancer. So we're painting the back of the carapace and our Canoptic creature black, 3 coats of Rune of Brass all over. Picking out all the little details, Retributor armor on the cloak, lead belcher on the loincloth, and his chin and the top of his staff, and a little power cell on his back. Then we're putting Canoptic alloy, Thorax white going on top, except for the areas that are going to be remaining lead belcher. Then we're painting the areas that will be glowing green later on, and painting our stones with Agrax Earthshade and Corax White. And that's how he'll look at the end of your paint guide if you're painting him like that. So we have hunting the Technomancer. So you've got the aggressors and the Technomancer. And the Technomancer's backed up with some Scorpic destroyers. They were quite a nice little battle, I think. And we've got the Primaris Lieutenant helping out the aggressors as well. So what should have come in this issue was a new battle map, but due to a production error, they will be coming in issue 21. But we do have our first look at the next 20 issues. So from this picture, we can see we're going to be getting some nice big ruins. We're getting the Scutari for the Adeptus Mechanicus, the Vanguard / Rangers, the Destroyers / Breachers, and we get the Tech Priest engines here. For the Necron side, we are getting 10 Immortals, 1 Toonblade, and a Canoptek Spider, which would be nice. I haven't got around to getting one of those yet, and they do look really good compared, and they do look like the original models. They are really nice models, nice detail underneath as well. And our reverse side will help expand our battlefield. So the issue 4 map there, and then we've got the issue 18 map, and we can see we've got a nice little bit of Necron detail coming through there. So that's going to be really nice. It's going to be a nice large battlefield that we can set all our terrain and stuff up on, and it'll look really nice. I'm probably going to plan on trying to get these stuck down to a bit of board like I'm leaning on now. I'll probably get some measurements later on once we get at least 2 of the maps together and see how it goes. And before we move on to the premium stuff, here's what we're going to be getting in the next 2 issues. Our final container, and we get 2 new paints, Troll Slayer Orange and Khorne Red. I've already seen somebody who has issue 20, and we'll be using Khorne Red, I believe, for some of the containers for the next issue. And also getting ready to use it for the Mechanicum, and we'll be putting on Space Marines for certain details. And I like that they're teaching us some more advanced paint guides, paint techniques, because they're showing us how to water down Troll Slayer Orange and use that to add rust effects to our containers. For Mortal Realms, they did do that, but it took quite a while for us to get those paints. I think it is in the back end of it, the last 30, I think, issues or so, that they finally gave us Mournfang Brown and Troll Slayer Orange to do the rust effects. I think it was actually nearly towards the 70s by the time we got all the paints and the guides to finish the Mausoleum, which we got right at the start of it. But it's nice they're giving us some advanced techniques early on, which gives me quite a bit of hope for the future issues. Right, on to our subscriber gift, which is a paint handle. So it's suitable for bases 25, 28, 40, and even 32 mil. That's actually quite a nice handle. I didn't like the design at first, but actually having it in hand, that's definitely going to be a more comfortable hold, I think, for me. So yeah, actually I think I will be keeping that. I was going to originally trade it for one of the older ones or sell it on, but yeah, I think I actually do quite, that holds really nicely, and you can put your one finger up there to help support. That is, yeah, I like that. That is good, actually. I've changed my mind on that. So, paint handle, very helpful for painting all the details on your models, especially when we get to doing more finer detail. And we'll just have a quick look at our big box, which is Premium Kit 1. So hopefully I can get this video finished before half an hour. So, before we get into it, Premium was the option to go £2 extra on each issue, and you get up to 4 additional armies. There was only 1, possibly 2 that I would have liked but that would have meant I'd have had to stage premium for one of the ones I didn't want. So I might pick up the tower one later on. I'm not too sure yet. But I did really want the first one, which was Chaos Space Marines. So I've already got a box of standard Chaos Space Marines. And in this box we get 10 Chaos Space Marines, 2 Greater Possessed, and a Chaos Sorcerer. It's a rather nice kit. As I said, I'm not going to be doing a review as such on these. I might do. It depends on how people, how many people would like to actually see it and comment saying they'd like to see it. So if you do want to see a full in-depth review on this, please let me know in the comments below, and I will get on to that. But really, I just bought this because it's models I've been wanting for a long time since the new Chaos Space Marines came out, and it was a good way of getting the basics through, the 10 guys, 2 possessed, and even the new Chaos Sorcerer. But we get, like I said, 10 Chaos Space Marines, which includes a champion with power axe and plasma pistol. We've got, I think, 3 with chainswords and bolt pistols. We've got a plasma gun, a autocannon, and then the remaining models have, again, just standard issue bolt guns. And then we have the Greater Possessed, which have terrifying claws and horrific mutations. So they'll be quite nice. I do love Possessed Space Marines. I think it's one of the things that really sets Chaos Marines out as a individual faction that is not just Space Marines again. So let's have a quick flick through the guide. We've only got 3 minutes left before I do want to try and cut the video off at. So we've got a little bit more detail about the Chaos Space Marines, a data sheet for our Sorcerer, our Space Marines, and our Greater Possessed. So we just need the champion, the unit, and their veterans and marks if you want to. I will probably go for Chaos Undivided, which will be Black Legion for me, standard Black Legion Chaos Space Marines. And we got our Greater Possessed. Build guides. So I believe it does mention about leaving parts in sub-assemblies in the paint guide. So do read both before you build them, if you have got this. So we got autocannon, plasma gun. Yeah, it says do not attach the head until it has been painted. Return to this step before painting the model's base. So you just need to pay attention, keep certain heads off and attach just bits of sprue if you can. Right, there we are, we've got the champion's head. I believe the sorcerer's head has been kept separate as well. Can't remember where I saw it. Yes, sorcerer's head is separate. There it is. Down there. So regular flesh shade later on we'll be getting. Agrat flesh shade, Uriel yellow will be turning up later as well. And as we know, we are getting Corn red and Troll Slayer orange in the next delivery. We are also getting Mephiston red. Speaking of pink, we'll be getting pink horror later on to highlight with, so that'll be nice. We're getting some nice. We'll only have glaze in this, which is nice. So that's another advanced technique we are learning. Calgar blue will be one of the additional colours we're getting later on. So we're actually highlighting with the black armour with Calgar blue. That's interesting. I'd have used a light grey. So that'd be interesting to see how we're going to be doing the Sisters of Battle when we get around to collecting them. So there's the Sorcerer's head. So I do like that actually, the Calgar blue. That gives the black a nice pop. Makes it really stand out. So Rakar flesh will be getting later on, as well as Power of the Witch flesh and Baylor brown. And Wild Rider red and Evil Sun scarlet. We'll be finishing off our red collection. And Administratum Grey and Dawnstone, that's what I would have done for the armour. But they're using that in a different way, doing it for the cloaks and the eyes and stuff, and claws. So that's nice, it gives a nice bit of definition, and they really do make these models stand out and look really, really good. I'm definitely looking forward to doing this. I will be building my box of Chaos Space Marines, which I didn't mention in my previous video for them. I will be building them to sort of accommodate the models in here. So we've got a mixture of melee and ranged. So I'm going to be building 5 of my guys in the box as ranged Marines, including the Sergeant with a Power Fist and Bolt Gun. And I'll be building the rest of the Marines in my box as mainly combat focused. So we've got the Combat Champion here, 4 Marines with chainswords and bolt pistols here. I will probably do a Plasma Pistol and might do a Flame or Melter, I haven't decided yet. But that'll go with the rest of the close combat orientated models. So I'll have 2 squads, one for ranged fire support and one for getting up close and personal. Then we got a proper data sheet, full data sheet for our Chaos Sorcerer, our Chaos Space Marines, only giving you the options that come on the plastic sprues and what they have. So it does say Champion has Chain Axe and Plasma Pistol, 4 Space Marines have Chainswords and Bolt Pistols, 3 have Bolt Guns and Bolt Pistols, 1 has a Plasma Gun and Bolt Pistol, and the other one has a Autocannon and Bolt Pistol. And we got a unit of 2 Greater Possessed. And finally, our premium battle on the Moon of Jala. So we got a ritual with a cutout piece of terrain, which is quite nice. So we set up on one of the standard battlefields. I think it looks like they have 2. Doesn't say. Doesn't say which battlefield we use. I suppose you can use whichever mats you prefer. So as long as you got 30 inches by 22 inches for the type of the mission being played, you'll be fine. So our forces are Chaos Sorcerer, 2 Possessed, 2 Greater Possessed, and 10 Chaos Space Marines, Primaris Librarian, 10 Assault Intercessors, and 3 Aggressors. Then we have a look at the next premium set. I almost wanted to go for it when I saw that you could paint them as High Fleet Kraken, but I don't like Gaunts and Steelers. It's not because they're old models, it's just I do prefer the bulkier elite styles of the Tyrannid Warriors and their kind. Also Raveners, Lictors and such like that. Those are the sort of things I do like for the Tyrannids. The Genius Stealers I do like. They are nice models and they are very classic Warhammer. But I would have preferred if they had a squad of warriors and maybe done Tyrannid Prime as the HQ instead of the Broodlord. Or even if they didn't do the Gaunts, did 3 Tyrannid Warriors, the Broodlord and the Geniuses, that I might have gone for. But anyway, that's our next premium one. Then we got Tau Empire, followed by the Orcs, which is the only one that comes with additional paints to help painting Orc skin. Alright, little over time, but let's do the final verdict. So there we have our 5th delivery of Warhammer 40,000 Imperium. A rather nice model-heavy delivery. We get a new HQ for the Necrons, we get 2 new units, an elite choice for the Necrons and the flayed ones, and a new troops choice for the Ultramarines. And we also get a new piece of scenery. If, like me, you've gone premium, you'd have also gotten the Premium Kit 1, which is a jam-packed set full of nice Chaos Space Marines. And we also got a rather handy paint handle, which I can absolutely say I've changed my mind about. I didn't like the original design when I first saw it. I thought it was just a little weird looking, but getting it in hand, feeling it in my hand, It feels comfortable. It's a lot of a much better paint handle than the previous chunky ones, I think. So I might have to get a few more. Anyway, that is everything. What are you looking forward to the most in this delivery? And I will be back with future videos for each of the issues individually. Like I said, I've got the script worked out for the flayed ones. It'll be an interesting video. I'll be doing a few of my own personal top tips on making the most out of the kit. And of course, I will show you how to build one of the models as standard. So, all what's left for me to do is to thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe for more mad content. If you'd like to help the channel out, there's an affiliate link and a buy me a coffee link in the description below. So I'll see you next time for more mad content. This is Merlin. Goodbye.